It's time. It's here after 10 o'clock. Thank you, everybody, for coming to our town hall. I appreciate it. We've got some interesting new news to share with you. This is going to be a slightly abbreviated, forgive me for this, because I've got actually in exactly 1 hour a big conference call I got to get on. So I'm going to try to get through this as quickly as possible so that afterwards I can answer any questions that you might have. All right? But without any further ado, I have my person back here helping me. Thank you, Angela. All right? Watch your hands. All right. We're going to start off with sales and marketing, then we'll go into culinary, maintenance, finance, healthcare, HR, lifestyle, resident engagement survey results, and then technology. Stanley, you have your presentation ready, right? Okay. Yeah, okay. All right. If I can ask Stephanie to come up and speak to sales and marketing. We're beginning to gain some really good traction, so she'll speak to that and the team.
Good morning, everybody. For the month of June, we are expecting 4 closings. Today, actually, Donna Elliott is closing on A204, closing on Villa 182, A2 at 16, and then Shane is working with a woman who's undecided on what she wants, so that will be determined today, likely.
Take the more expensive one.
I'll be sure to tell her that. We are going to end the month of June at 85.1% occupancy. So we're climbing every month. We are still focused, obviously, on 90% occupancy. That's our entire goal. Can I go to the next slide and come back? Because Martin's actually on a phone call. He's selling. I didn't want to interrupt. But I do want to introduce the team, so I'm going to give him a couple more minutes. Events and other remarks. So June 20th, we had our summer kickoff dance. We had about almost 80 people join us for that event. So I would be remiss if I didn't say thank you to all of you. You all work the room. You introduce yourselves. You're very hospitable. That's a lot of people to have in your space. We know that. It's parking, it's food, it's drink, it's heat. The more bodies you have, the more heat you put off. But I really appreciate you working with us. We have a tour today from a couple that came that night, and we only had about 7 people that really didn't qualify that we won't be inviting back. But out of 80, I'll take it. So thank you all so much for your cooperation with that event and future events that we might have. July 26th, we're doing the live radio show again with Certified Financial Group. That always brings a good crowd. That's from 9 to noon. August 12th, I'm doing a presentation comparing not-for-profit entrance fee communities like ours versus for-profit rental communities, because that's one of the biggest competitors in our market. And then August 28th, that's tentative. It might move to the first week of September. We're looking at a resident panel and tour of homes at 11 a.m. You know, the welcome sign is at the annex. If you see somebody on that sign and you know their name, feel free to reach out to sales and say, hey, that's my friend. Maybe we can follow up with each other on how that tour went. Future resident parking spots, we have 2. They're outside of the annex. I'm just graciously asking if we can keep those open at all times, if at all possible. We have 3 salespeople now, so we're gonna have tours often. And we had a tour recently that those 2 parking spots were full. They had to park behind the health center. And so that walk in the heat with construction, it would just be a nice, hospitable way of saying welcome to Village on the Green if we could leave those 2 spots open as much as possible. Check in on anybody that you've referred recently, and we are still looking for an outreach coordinator. I won't take any more time except to introduce the team, just so you know who's all in sales if you guys want to come up. Everybody knows Angie. We've been remiss in not really introducing faces with names since we've had some turnover in our team. So I thought this would be a good opportunity to very briefly take a couple of minutes and let them introduce themselves, give a quick 30 to 60 second background, and then if you want to get to know them better, you know where to find us.
My name is Shane. I've been here since October, so 8 months on the 21st. I have had 11 closings, so a few of you in here I helped move in, and I'm happy to help
My name is Vincent Lopez. I've been working here for a couple weeks now, but I worked here once before. I went to another career, found out that wasn't what I wanted to do, so I came back. I've been part of the community for a while though. I've lived in the Wekiva area my whole life, or Longwood area, better said, and I'm just glad to be back.
Hi, my name is Martin. I'm the newest guy here. I started 2 weeks ago. I've been on a couple tours, no move-ins yet. I look forward to it, and I moved here from Virginia Beach. So.
I am loving this team, and they're going to get us to where we need to be, and I'm just very enthusiastic about these guys. And of course, Angie's the backbone of our team. She needs no introduction. So thank you from sales.
I'll tell you what, with this team, I'm sure we're gonna hit 95%. I said, I'm sure we're gonna hit 95%. Okay, yeah, all right. Just wanna make sure you heard that. All right, how about culinary? Come on down.
Good morning, everyone. A few highlights for the month of May. This is the amount of meals served that we did in Pamcor. And also in addition, you have the most favorite items on our menu for the month of May. This is for Pamcor. A lot of meals, as you know, our takeout and delivery, they're they almost very close to the dining room in the amount of meals that we serve for deliveries and takeout. So, and also I included this time the employee meals. So at least you know, in addition to serving the residents, how many team members we served. Something that I wanted to add for Pamcor is the items that have not sold so much. For example, the vegan chicken tenders, the 8-ounce filet, and the Beyond Burger.
How many vegan chicken tenders did we sell?
5 for the month of May.
All right, all you vegans, come on. You gotta eat more.
Too much breadcrumbs and not enough anything else.
Yeah, all right.
Next slide, please. Then for Hero Club, we did 1,057 meals. Breakfast is picking up significantly. It's nice to see the residents coming in the morning for breakfast and just ordering off the menu instead of just the continental. And these are the residents' favorites for the month of May. Next slide. Not sure if you see Chef George garden, so this is a nice shout out for Chef. These are the items that we are currently growing, and some items we use it in our kitchen right now. So the basil that we use is the one that we're growing at the moment. So every time that you see a pesto, or if you see the caprese salad, is for our own grown basil in-house. Oh, and the banana peppers are picking up, so I think we need to calling off for a flatbread with banana peppers on top. That sounds really good. These are a few samples of our chef table. If you haven't participated, please join us. We're gonna kind of enforce the format that we do reservations for chef table. So you're gonna be able to book your spot 7 days prior to the event. I know that some residents are very, very proactive and just booking the whole month ahead of time, but it's kind of limiting other residents from participating. Next slide. Lobster night was a great success. Chef George was in the kitchen cracking lobster, but it was a beautiful, beautiful night. The residents enjoyed it. Next slide. Cinco de Mayo Fiesta, a really great event. Another event that we did in partnership with Lifestyle and Sales, and we received about 70 guests on that day, and it was a huge success. Mother's Day, so it was another beautiful day for us. Next slide. And the luau party. So I like to highlight some of the events. I know that you all participate, but when we put it on pictures, I think it's a nice story to tell all the great things that we've done in culinary. And then just one more thing that I wanted to add. We do appreciate the feedback that you guys give us in Happy or Not. In the month of May, we got 114 comments, 84% satisfaction, and a few highlights on the food that we have served for the month. Barbecue ribs, beet salad, macaroni salad, shrimp flatbread, and the eggplant sweet and sour. Anything you would like to add? Okay, that's it.
It's always a lovely pleasure to serve every resident we have here at Village Under Green, and we're still moving up, moving on, doing better things, bigger things, so look forward.
Thank you very much. Moving in the right direction. All right, let's see. Lenny. Bear with me a minute, Lenny. All right. Have at it.
Good morning. We got the same projects. We're still working on the patios above the lounges. Some of you, we've already finished that, but we had some issues with it. They're back to repair those issues right now. I think they'll be here for the rest of this week and next week to make sure. We'll do another test on that. The good news is we're not getting any water into the lounges. It's just cosmetic issues, not structural. The roofs on the IL buildings, we're still in that, working with the county to get that and get some permits to go on that. That's gonna coincide with the Porte Cochere and the roof doing on this building, which is the construction on Porte Cochere. I know you haven't seen too much construction going on in that area. They focused on the service yard right now, where they're waiting for the steel to be delivered for the Porte Cochere over here. That's been being delivered for a while here. They're gonna be setting up, soon you'll see some changes in there because they're gonna start doing the curb for there. They've run the irrigation right now, and then they're running the drain. So you'll see a lot of changes going in the next couple weeks in that area. I know everybody's focusing on there, and it looks like there's a lot of dirt getting moved around, which there is. But they're doing the service yard in the meantime, so it's not like they're doing anything. They just switched their schedule up. Also the building breezeways. So we've done the patio lounges, and now we're gonna work on the breezeways or the walkways in the buildings and the lower lounges. If you were in F building, several months ago, we did the F building and we painted it and it came out good. We're gonna do the same thing with the rest of these buildings. A little bit more sophisticated, so it lasts longer. Some of that paint is a little slippery, so we switched the product so you're not in danger of slipping when you walk out of there. So that's gonna be starting. We'll talk about this later because this is gonna be, it's gonna be a little bit of an inconvenience, so we have to schedule and make sure we communicate with you guys so you can get out of your apartments while we're working on there. So we'll talk about this later when we talk about the survey. That's about it right now. I mean, most of our focus is on the construction of Porte Cochere and obviously the service yard. We want to get this back open.
Now, what you don't see there is the driving range, pavilion, and pickleball. That's still moving forward. We can't have the overall community one big construction zone, all right? So we want to get the lion's share of this done before we start on the other. So just so everybody knows, it's still happening, we're still moving forward, but I want to get this 80% complete first, so it's not crazy for everybody. All right, thank you very much. Finance, Hobby. Give them the good news.
Good morning, everybody. Morning. Well, this is a snapshot on how we did in the month of May. So on our revenue, we were a little bit short on revenue for the month of May by $76,000. That was due to closings. So even though we had 2 closings in the month of May, which is great, we were budgeted for 5. So we missed on that 5% processing fee that we collect on the get-go. So on our operating expenses, we actually were able to manage our expenses, and we were below budget by $306,000. So with that equation, yes, we were short on revenue. We managed our expenses. We were able to be budget on the net operating margin by $230,000. So we were expected to have a NUM of 43,000, and we did 274. On a year-to-date basis, we are on a NUM of 1 million on a budget of $346,000. So that is a variance of $773,000. So financially, Village Under Green is moving in a great direction. We've seen it since December. We keep getting better and better and better. And with all the closings projected, we're expecting June to be a very, very, very good month again. So we're pushing in the right direction. So things are looking great. We appreciate everybody for your referrals, for your comments, for everything. And that's all I got.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's nice to see that we're moving in the right direction, and June should be a very good month for us. All right, next. You're gonna play Pam?
I'm gonna play Pam.
Okay.
Good morning. Okay, I'm filling in for Pam. So for personal services, coming up in July, we have a Wellness Wednesday, which is gonna be hosted by Personal Services Department for the first Wednesday of July. The topic is gonna be therapeutic benefits of nature. And also coming up, we have the Building E community meeting that's going to be led by Pam in the Building E Lounge. And just going to be talking about, let's talk about fall prevention. That's going to be the July 30th Wellness Wednesday. That will be led by Select Rehab. So I'm not sure if you guys are aware, we have increased our Wellness Wednesdays. So we're going to have Wellness Wednesday on the first, second, and the third Wednesdays of July. So hopefully we're going to increase it and also include some Wellness Wednesday outings moving forward. So we're working on that. Okay, HR. Okay, so our team member of the month, Ms. Yuritsa, housekeeper. So throughout June, we've received quite a few compliments and kudos about Ms. Yuritsa. She actually found one of our residents that was having a medical emergency when she walked in, and she responded right away. And then also, there was an incident where one of the residents had left the gas stove on, and she found that as well. So she stepped in and responded. And just on top of that, she just goes above and beyond. She's paying attention. She's taking care of all of you, and you guys you always recognize everything that she does. So we just want to say thank you to Yuritsa, and if you see her, just congratulate her. Okay, team member of the month. So 1 year anniversaries: Etan Woodruff, LPN; Miss Karen Marrero, RN; Kelly Kelson, LPN; Miss Elizabeth DeAndre, CNA; Michael Vargas, Security Officer; Nathaniel Roberts, CNA; and then Olden's Venice Kitchen Attendant. They all hit their 1 year anniversary. 10-year anniversary: Miss Everett Rose, LPN; and Angelina Graham, RN. 17 years, Miss Margaret Robinson, and she's our laundry attendant. And Dana Hills, 34 years, LPN, that has been with Village on the Green. So huge, huge accomplishments, and we thank them for all of their hard work and dedication. Okay, so new team members: Mark Erickson, which you already know about; Jerome Johnson, dietary assistant; Mr. Sean McBurdy is our community IT manager; Vincent Murphy, cook; and then Claudia Renford, our CNA. They are new team members for July, so we welcome them to the team. Okay, leadership updates. Okay, so we have a new lifestyle director that will be starting in July the 8th, Miss Amy Morales. So very excited about that. She does have a background in senior living, lots of focus on memory care, so we're very excited to bring her to the team, and we just hope that all of you will embrace her as she comes on to Village on the Green. And we have a new director of financial services also starting on July the 8th, Rebecca Gorman. So we're excited to bring her to the team. She will be stepping into Javier's seat. So we just ask that you just welcome her when she starts next month. Lifestyles. What you guys have all been waiting for. Okay, so our upcoming event. So we have an outing on July the 3rd to AMC Theaters. So we're going to be going to see Formula One featuring starring Brad Pitt. So if you are interested in going to the theater to see that on July the 3rd, please make sure that you sign up at the front desk. We have our dueling pianos. They're going to be providing entertainment for you on July the 9th in the Palm Court. So we're going to have 2 pianos just battling it out. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of good entertainment for you guys. So we ask that you just participate, join in, and hope that you enjoy those dueling pianos on July the 9th. Murder Mystery Dinner Masquerade. So we are very, very excited about this event. That is July the 15th. Some of the residents, you will have to sign up for this. We want you to be a part of the mystery. So we want you to play along and just be a part of the story. It's going to start at 4 p.m. here in the Longwood Room. To prepare for that, we're going to have a decorative art event where you can design your own masquerade mask. So if you want to dress up and be a part of it, be a part of that decorative art event, so you can create your own mask. Okay, so we have a beach trip. That is a resident request. We are listening to you. July the 11th, we're going to the Ponce Inlet Beach. Chef George has volunteered to come cook for you guys at the beach. So it's going to be hot dogs, hamburgers. It's going to be a good time at the beach. So if you want to join, please make sure that you sign up at the front desk for that event. And last but not least, Green Horizons. So we are going bi-weekly for Green Horizons. That starts June the 29th. So what that means is that you're going to get all of your weekly and monthly information all in one publication, right? So you're not going to miss out on anything. This is just us consolidating all of the activities and events all in one. So you will still get your weekly agendas for the 7 days. You're going to get your monthly calendars. You're going to get your program descriptions. It's going to be everything just all in one. You want to get it twice a month. Okay, so we're just trying something new. Hope you like it. Hope you embrace it.
And why are we doing that?
So we are doing this because we print a lot. We print so much. So currently right now we're doing your monthlies and we're doing your weekly views. So some of the information that you have is repeated over and over and over again. So we want to consolidate all of the information in a booklet form so that you will be able to have that information for you just all in one. Yes, ma'am.
So no weekly.
It's just Green Horizons. Everything is Green Horizons. So 2-week view and your monthlies all in one. Yes, ma'am.
What about the weekly menu?
It's going to be included. So you won't miss anything. So your Palm Court menus, your chef's tables, everything will be in the Green Horizons. Yes, ma'am.
The reason that I like the weekly is because it's accurate. Green Horizons is
Well, that's what I wanted to speak to. By doing Green Horizons twice a month, all right, we're able to capture more of the changes and so forth, so it can be more accurate. All right, because you're right, coming out once a month, things change, and it gets a little, I won't say chaotic, but frustrating sometimes. Yes?
What about on the app? It's not on the app now.
What's that on the app?
That Green Horizons, nothing,
Is it
The
not?
June is on the app.
No, it's not.
it's not on the app.
Okay, let's put it this way. Here, let me rephrase that. It will be on the app. All right, how's that? Okay? Oh, these are just, I'm gonna play now. All right, so just some other things that we've got going on. You know, I had a great meeting we had a Villa meeting yesterday. And one of the things a lot of what we talked about was coming up with new and innovative outings, activities, both within the community and outside the community. And I just want to remind everyone, and the building reps, all right, I'm volunteering you. Anyone that has a suggestion for an activity or an outing or whatever, I want to know about it, all right? So that we can make sure that we're delivering for you what it is you want to do. Now, not everyone's going to want to do what somebody wants to do, but there are a number of folks that will. So if you have thoughts, ideas, suggestions, please see your building reps so that they can be the central point for that, and then bring it to us so that we can deliver. One of our biggest goals is to really enhance the experience being here at Village on the Green. So just a few things. The Morse Museum in Winter Park, Good Pour. We have a good, yes, you can see Susan is smiling over there. All right, Good Pour on the 17th. Then you have the Old Town in Kissimmee, Winter Park Scenic Boat Tour. All right, the Crush Yard Pickleball at Indoors, that was a resident request. The Dolly Museum, resident request. Then we have some new things going on. Project Dollhouse, Hobby Base Club, all right. And then our first project is making a dollhouse for Christmas to donate to children in foster care. Come show how creative you can be. Meeting dates are the 10th of July, 2 p.m. and the 25th. So you get to create something unique and special, then you get to give that to those that are in need. And then spiritual connection, gratitude journaling, Wednesday, July 30th, 10 a.m., Spiritual Life Center. Join Chaplain Tom for a class on how to use journaling for gratitude, enjoyment, and reflection. Take the time to remember a special day. Tell the story of a trip you've taken and save memories for your family. Bring a friend to join in and practicing self-care and have some fun. See, I can read slides. All right. So that's what we're going on. Now, as we all know, we had the resident survey. I did a 30,000-foot view of it. But there were really three main components to the resident survey, all right, that came out. One was culinary, and I'm going to have Liz come up and speak to that. The other was communication, and communication was actually split into two different areas. One had to do with maintenance, all right, and Lenny's going to speak to that a little bit because we made some changes. And the other had to do with, for instance, Green Horizons, some of the inaccuracies and whatnot. Sue and I discussed that. We actually have a subcommittee that we have formed that when our new lifestyles director comes in, we're going to work together to really hone in on how can we communicate even better. Are we ever going to be at 100%? No, but if we can get to 90, 95%, that's pretty darn good, all right? And then the third big area, what do you think it was? Technology, all right? Technology. And, you know, we continue to move forward with the Groove Project. You know, I thank Stan for his involvement and his insight. You know, he's been a very, very active, and I mean that in a very positive way, player in working with the support team and the IT team to ensure that we, the residents, get what is being promised, all right? And that you've had input in what we're doing. So a slight delay in this because of some components being shipped in, and there's a delay in that, but everything's moving forward. We still anticipate this summer getting this thing completed. But those are the big three. So they're going to talk a little bit about it because, you know, you voiced to us what we need to work on, and we're working on it. All right, so let's go to maintenance. Where's, oh, Lenny? Oh, there he is, okay. I thought he left. Here you go.
Okay, so part of the survey, we were talking about communication. So me and Steve Gus have been working on this. We're gonna form a maintenance committee or maintenance and housekeeping committee where we're gonna send invites to several residents. We can send out invites to several residents. The idea of this is to get other residents that aren't in normal committees, like the residents in the plan ops, to come out to these so we can get input for progress and maintenance and housekeeping issues. So we'll send out emails to those residents and you can respond when we're gonna set this up in July to have our first meeting for maintenance and housekeeping. Second is we implemented Sandy. All of you guys are aware of Sandy up there. And it's very important that we call that phone number for any work orders, 571-5419. Because I know we're getting some feedback, and I know this has been better, but we're getting some residents that are still calling up to Sue, or they're calling an old maintenance number that used to be there. So it's important that we call this phone number. Because Sandy's taking care of this, and you know everybody knows that Sandy's a bulldog, and she'll take care of this. So if you get a work request
You say that with affection, right?
yes, in a good. I love Sandy. So it comes true. I know that she's going to take care of it, and she'll get that message to me if it's not happening. Also, you'll start seeing more of these door hangers on your doors. This is for when you are not home and we must enter in an emergency. So they shouldn't be going into it unless it's an emergency. And you will see that door hanger, and they will write a description and a phone number to call them back so you can figure out what happened. Or if you give them permission to enter when you call Sandy and you put a work order in and you say it's okay for them to go in if I'm not home, regardless if they give you permission, they still should be leaving a door hanger to let you know that the work was done. I talked to a bunch of residents. I'd say it's probably 70% that get those. There's some that does, so we're not perfect yet. But the idea is to get to 100%. There should be a door hanger on everybody's door if a maintenance or housekeeper has been in there and they were not home. And we talked about the committee, that's the door. So once we send the emails out to those residents, you can respond back to me for the committee. And the idea is just to get some suggestions from you, and you guys see the community better, so you can feedback to me, and we'll try to implement those policies.
All right, you know, and again, when you when you look at this, and listen, I gotta give Lenny credit. They were trying to be efficient by carrying their iPhones with them and having to communicate and whatnot while they're out, but it was a great failure. Okay, plain and simple. So having a point person controlling where everybody's going, when they're coming back, what's happening, all right, is a better form, a more controlled form, and it keeps everybody involved and informed. If you're out and maintenance comes to your apartment and you don't get one of these tags saying that they have, I want to know about it, all right? We're trying to create habits with these individuals so that it becomes automatic. So reach out to Sandy if you would, if you did not get one of those. Really important, because if you're out, you don't know if they've been there or not, and you know, then so I want to make sure that we're able to communicate that with you. All right, and I think again with Steve's input, having that meeting every month that is, you know, non-maintenance committee, and you know, really looking at housekeeping and some of the other things, and inviting residents that aren't typically part of committees, I think is hugely important, because we're getting a better swath of information, all right, from the community. So you have your hand up, yes.
Thank you. Could that number please be put in?
Yeah, actually, good point. Let's make sure that number, all right, and we put that into our weekly communication and on the app and everything else, big and bold, so everybody knows. See, we've done a great job of creating habits in the residents to call, you know, different people, but we need to be able to do that. All right, thanks. All right, let's go on to the next one. All right. All right, I thought we had Liz.
You're the first one.
No. We heard you.
Yes, Kimberly.
You see the look of confusion on my face?
You called Lenny before me.
Oh, I didn't know.
Okay, for the culinary portion of follow up with the survey, we're partnering up with the culinary committee to come up with a new menu format. The format that we've been following for the past couple of years is that we have a seasonal menu. So you see 4 weeks of menus that they are for the season, for like a spring and summer, fall and winter. So what we try to do is doing a bi-weekly menu, but it's always going to change. So that will give us, for the kitchen, you know, the opportunity to train the staff better, create a little more consistency in the dishes, and also give you a little more variety. So that's a step number one. And also that would alleviate a little bit on the kitchen for training for the residents, training for the cooks. So what has been happening, every time that our menu change on a weekly basis, by the time that the staff is fully trained, it's already Thursday, we're going back to a new menu on Monday, and we haven't been able to build that consistency in the kitchen. The menu that we're presenting to the committee is going to be about 12 to 14 weeks worth of menus, so that will give you an idea of what is the pattern that we're going moving forward. Any questions?
Yeah, it says, this thing about, where was it? It disappeared.
Which one? Streamline the menu?
Yeah, streamlining options. Does that mean cutting out the?
It's not been cutting out, it's just kind of see what it sells and what is the most efficient to have on the menu. Our menus we have about 26 entrees in any given menu. That is only for Pamcor. And then in addition, we have the menu for the Hearing Club. And there is some evenings that we have a chef table and we have a birthday party. So the menu is not gonna be as small. So we're gonna have about like 20 entrees on the menu, but they're gonna change more often. I'm gonna give you an example. We're gonna have a cash of the day. That will give you the chef the opportunity to work with the fish purveyor to get more variety. More catfish, more the cash of the day. So different fish, different pasta, but you're gonna have a lot of variety on the menu as well.
Yes.
Catch of the day.
Not cats.
No, it's my accent. A fish of the day, just call it that. Yes, Ms. Jones.
Yes, you said you'll be working with the culinary
That is correct.
Before the committee gives you input, would there be an opportunity for all the residents to be able to give their input to the committee?
Yeah, everything through the committee.
But how is the committee going to get input from the residents that they represent?
You're gonna call the committee.
You can
call, all
Mrs.
right?
Darlene?
There's Mrs. Gus right there. head of
No, I mean,
committee.
you have these menus.
Yeah.
So when the menus come out, like the feedback is always welcome. We try to channel all that through the culinary committee because we're working on this on a partnership to make sure that we do the right thing for all the residents. But we prefer if you contact any member for the culinary committee and then they will translate the feedback to us.
But how would we get to see what the menus are?
When they come out. All right, you're not gonna see the menu.
So-
You're not, hey, Joy, you're not gonna see the menu before it comes out. We channel everything through the,
Thank you, not that I need one of these. We channel everything through the committee. The committee gives us input based on what the overall resident population has to say, all right? And then we don't put a menu out without the stamp of approval by the committee. So if you have recommendations, if you have ideas, listen, if we've missed the mark on something, communicate with the committee. We work very, very closely, all right, with the culinary committee. And again, nothing goes out, all right, from a menu perspective.
And every building and villa area has a representative on, every building and villa area has a representative on the committee. So speak to your representative and she will bring it to the committee.
Well, couldn't have said it any better, all right? But in all seriousness, we want to continue to get better and better at what we do. What was the happier now? What was the percentage?
80% satisfaction.
All right, so 80, is that okay? 84, okay. I see you also write in Spanish. So 84%. So we're moving in the right direction. Are we perfect? No. Do we want to continue to improve? Of course we do, but we want everybody's input. So go through your committee members, give your input, all right? And then we'll continue to get better and better at what we do. All right, thank you very much.
Questions? Yes, ma'am. Is that question over here?
My question, I'm getting the impression we're going to get the Green Horizons twice a month.
That's not an impression, that's exactly what it is.
And in there will be a menu for the dining room for a 2-week period?
Yes. That is correct.
So it'll be the same food for that 2-week period?
But there is going to be a bi-weekly menu, that is correct. But nothing is set in stone, we're just going to give it a try. But keep in mind that we're going to be changing certain things on a weekly basis and every other day. The fish of the day, our soup is going to stay the same, chef special. So don't feel that it's a lack of options, but we're going to have plenty in those menus.
All right, yeah, and let me, again, it's really important. It's not going to be the same exact food every day. You'll have certain items on the menu that everybody wants on the menu, all right, and don't want change. But then we will have daily specials so that there's variety. Because if it was static for 2 weeks, listen, it could be the greatest restaurant in the world. If you're eating the same darn food every day, it's not so great. So they'll be adding more and more on a daily basis so that you have that variety. But we're also going to keep the things everybody wants. Hamburger, all right? I think what, salmon? Yeah, so there's certain items that we're not gonna get rid of. All right. Now, technology. I want to introduce Sean. By the way, it's Sean's birthday today, everybody. Sean is our director of all things technology. All right, and he's going to talk a little bit about his background, about what he's going to be doing, about our kiosk, and it's pretty exciting. All right, so without any further ado, Sean.
Thank you very much, Jim. As Jim was saying, my name is Sean McBrady. I am an original Florida resident. I grew up in Fort Lauderdale. My father was a golf pro, he was Canadian, so we moved back up to Canada and Florida back and forth all the time during the seasons. He ended up getting a position in Canada that he couldn't resist, so we stayed in Canada for the last 35 years, and now I have come back to be home. I cannot stand the winters anymore up in Canada, and as much as I hear everybody complaining, especially the maintenance guy, how hot it is, I'm enjoying every single day. So I'm very happy to be back in the warm weather.
I see he did pick up his Canadian accent and bring it with him.
Yes, it'll go away very shortly. My big family background is from Alabama, so you're gonna start hearing a very large draw very shortly when I get back and seeing them again. So hopefully I'm understood. My background is in technology. I ended up going to my first passion was flight. I wanted to be a medvac pilot. I went to university for my first year of pre-med, but while I was there, the actual hockey coach, who was actually University of Toronto, said, "Oh my gosh, you're a competitive hockey player, we need you on our team." Long story short, the first game I went out for, I ended up having my knee hyperextended backwards and I couldn't actually walk. I needed about a year of rehab. So without being able to fly, I really had no interest in just reading books. I am a hands-on type of guy. I needed to be in the airplane. I needed to be able to get out there and actually get a better education. So I dropped out of university, which my parents really did not like. But at the same time, technology was really starting to encompass everything I did. My father started a business that was in the golf industry, selling promotional items to a lot of companies, and he needed an IT guy. So I had actually jumped into community college. I finished off my computer sciences in 90, I believe it was. So I do have an extensive background of taking care of making sure I've kept up with most of the technologies. I moved on from a promotional company to a large auto group in Canada that serviced 17 locations. And we were the actual hub for the actual spoke of all the rest of the company. So we took in a lot of tickets every single day, and I'm pretty accustomed to taking on a lot of orders during the day. I was brought on June 4th, I think was my very first day. So I've seen some of your faces. I haven't seen a lot of you. I'm still getting around, although my name apparently is getting around very quickly. Hopefully it's not on the bathroom wall yet, so we'll keep it down to that. I've been introduced to the actual IT team. I got to meet Doug, which I don't know if any of you guys have actually had the chance of meeting. He's the IT director for LifeSpace. And they've actually come up with a way for you guys to be able to start submitting tickets and inquiries on your own. They're still going to allow you guys to be using Sandy and Sue to be able to put in all your needs. But these, there'll be a kiosk that'll be set up just outside the front, as you see from the picture, outside beside Sue. Once we figure out the schedule with Jim, there'll be a day or two a week that I'll be sitting down with Sue. This is going to be the new tech bar, which you guys can bring any of your tech questions to me, and I'll try my best to resolve it. If I can't do it on the spot, I'll add you to my list and I'll come visit you in your rooms. The actual program itself is on the iPad. I'm very sorry I can't really magnify it much more, but you'll see here, it's a very simple form. There's only about 5 questions you need to fill out. The most pertinent is going to be your name and your apartment number. If you can't give me the rest of the information, which is going to be an email address and a cell phone number, we can work from your first name, last name, and your actual apartment number. Once this is completed, you'll hit a submit button. The ticket's going to be automatically generated. The great thing about having an email address added to this is that you'll actually get a confirmation saying, "Thank you very much, your concerns have been noted. Here's a ticket number, and we're going to add you to the queue to get your work done." At this kiosk, oh sorry, can you go back one more, sorry? At the kiosk, unfortunately I don't have anything to show you guys. We are creating a very small postcard-sized info. On there is going to be all the ways you guys can get hold of the technology department. Again, please, if you guys don't like any of these options that are on there, which is going to be a phone number, you'll call in, you'll hear a recording, you'll leave your message, the ticket's automatically generated, and it's given back to me, and I add you to the queue to work that needs to be done. There's an actual website you can go directly to, which will get you to the actual form that's actually within inside of this tablet that you can fill out. There's an actual email address that will actually start generating. There's an actual email address that's on the page that will help you create tickets so I can actually respond to you. And there's also, for you more tech savvies, if you're walking around your cell phones, an actual QR code that's going to be on there. You can scan, it'll bring you to the same page on your phone, and that way you can still fill out the information. So there's about 5 different methods for you guys to be able to submit your inquiries and your questions to. And I'm really hoping that we can get a little bit of bugs figured out, and we should have this implemented very, very shortly. And again, I'll be working out with Jim what days of the week I will be sitting down with the actual tech bar so you can meet face to face. So this is just a really quick blow up of what you actually see on the actual form. Again, it's very simple, very minimal information that's needed. You select what item you need to have worked on, you sign off on the bottom, and it creates the ticket, and I will do my best to help you as quick as I can.
All right, thank you very much.
Where is that? Is it in the community app?
If
Is
you go
it,
back
Go
to,
back, he says a picture of it.
so it's this.
Right there next to Sue.
Okay, so it's on that little device.
That is correct. It's just an iPad. It'll be up on the page here right away. I wish I had something bigger to be able to demonstrate right away for you, but I don't.
Perfect.
Yeah, so we're working it, this is, I can get it, and if I can get it, anybody can get it, all right? So very, very simple, and that's when he isn't, you know where Tommy used to sit, right? That's where Sean's gonna be, and I'm just working out, is it gonna be 3 days a week or 4 days a week that he's there? So we're working on, and it'll adjust depending on needs, depending on demand and all that, but if he isn't there, real simple way, we have a number of different ways where you can communicate your need, underline, your need, all right, to having an IT expert here on campus to take care of your needs and your concerns. So again, great to have you with us, and happy birthday.
Thank you.
I have a question. Once you receive that and you get a ticket, do we get a notice when this is gonna happen?
You will, number one, get a notice that the actual ticket was created. You get a copy of the ticket.
Okay.
I'll do my best to respond as quick as I can to give you an envelope of time when I can come by.
Yeah, so the short answer is we will communicate when it's gonna happen. A lot will be determined as to how many people are in the queue, all right? You know, and now listen, I'm going to make an assumption, which can be dangerous. In the beginning, I think there's gonna be a lot of people in the queue, all right? But then as time goes on, it'll become less and less and less, all right? But the headline here is that we actually have an IT expert here on staff to take care of all your needs, all right? I know Stan's very happy about that.
He's on campus physically 3 days a week?
I'm sorry, I
Is he
don't.
on campus every day?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, every day, unless he decides to take vacation, but maybe we won't let him do that, all right? Okay. All right, so again,
Any other questions?
well,
Is this
Go ahead.
is this slide gonna be part of the Green Horizons that comes out so we can see?
Yep.
Have it printed?
yep. Absolutely.
Repeat the question, we didn't hear it.
All right, the question was, is this gonna be
Communicated via Green Horizons, and the answer was yes.
Thank you.
All right.
Will you be covering the Oaks also?
Will I be covering what, I'm sorry?
The Oaks building?
Definitely, yes. I believe I met you in the last town hall. I think I was there for the last presentation.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't miss a one. All right. Yeah, it's gonna be for the overall campus.
So do we contact him with Wi-Fi issues now?
Yep.
And then what about after hours? What happens with Wi-Fi issues?
Well, if it's Wi-Fi after hours, typically you contact security, all right? And then they'll run it through the chain of command.
Okay.
All right, good question. Oh, Bess. All right, here's the engineer in the group.
Quick question. Does this apply to television installation and setup?
I will help with getting your TV set up with the actual channels. The actual install of the actual devices themselves is taken care of through maintenance.
Yeah, that's still good maintenance.
Yeah, all right, good question. All
Anything
right,
else?
thank you.
Sorry. We're good?
We got more questions about technology. I knew we would. All right. So thank you. All right. And I've got 10 minutes. I'm going to stick around for about 8 minutes to answer any questions anybody might have. And then I got to get on that conference call. But thank you very much. I appreciate it, everybody. Take care.